And we're in. We are in. Game number 1 here. Moving around on this first game. And we have Sadziu, King of Poland at the moment. Can he remain so? Is the question on everyone's lips at the moment. We have a fun start here.
We do.
We have a fun start. So, we have these double white road lines in the center, definitely indicative of certain countries, you know, Poland being one, but also with this tree mixture, I'm thinking it might be Australia, my country of origin. We have Cuba racing down the road, Sadziu opting for kind of a more measured approach here. He finds the town name here is Woodside, or at least the suburb. Meanwhile, we have a road name here for Cuba, who is entered Generation 1 coverage, the extremely low quality coverage. What could you say about Generation 1?
Gen 1, well, it's got a certain charm to it, but for moving games, it's not really what you want to see. It's often hard to read things, it's hard to get a vibe of the landscape.
Okay, Cuba is extremely unsure about where this is. He's just zoomed on the whole country, damn near. And okay, he's hedging in the end in a pretty close guess here, I think. Or at least not too far away compared to Western Australia. Sadziu in Victoria. Cuba just showing he did not really have too much of an idea on this Australia round.
Did the pole tops, we had some pole tops, were they Victoria?
They were unique looking, although I couldn't say those ones are only found in Vic. This one we immediately have a sign nearby, and that is certainly some kind of a Slavic language, so all players here should be in the right region of the world as soon as they come to that, especially considering that it's a Slavic language written in Latin alphabet. Okay, immediately going in here. Doesn't know the country. Okay, Montenegro seems to make a lot of sense, and he's got a confident region guess here.
Yeah, we've got the mountains, we've got the language. He really...
Ooh. Wow. Yeah, I was going to say, that looked pretty good from Sadziu. It ends up being Cuba closer there. But Cuba goes from being clueless about the signs to knowing exactly where it is. That's good. Good to see.
Strong from both.
So now maybe it is Europe. Cuba's preference away from bigger countries towards smaller countries here. Mesto. That means city, I believe, in some Slavic languages.
It does. Yeah. It can be in Czech, I think.
But I wonder with this red Google car, perhaps Slovakia is...
Slovakia, yep. That makes sense.
So both players just going for information here. Sadziu wisely checking the bins. Now, it's possible that in this coverage the Google car would have changed, and so he might not be sure about Slovakia yet. Yeah, I don't see the Google car there, so that's interesting. Yeah, he's seen a lot, but he hasn't seen anything too useful here. That being said, .eu. Unbelievable. He finds a .eu domain name, which means nothing. So rare. Okay, but we do have some place names here. Does it say Nitra? Which is a bigger city in Slovakia? I think it said
we
Nitra,
have a Okay, if it said Nitra, that's helpful. We do have a URL.
Yeah, I do think that says Nitra,
yeah. Yeah, okay, Nitra, that's one of the bigger ones.
Yeah, so he's in Banska. He's moving over here.
Very good.
Close. And look at that, Cuba. Again, small country master. Cuba Fratzek here. A little bit more damage. Unfortunately, Sadziu's mildly better Australia guess has been all those small countries combined. All 2 of them. So there you go. Next
I mean, it's something something we contend with in GeoGuessr where sometimes, you know, small countries end up not mattering too much, even if you have a very, very good round.
Indeed. Yeah, he did have a big yawn at the end of that round. Sadziu, cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, he looks like he's having fun.
He does. But then again, I would say Cuba the same. These two seem to be rather lively chaps. As we head through here to maybe a Polish round. I think this architecture looks a little Polish. And indeed it is.
Yeah, it is.
A yellow Dorito sign here. Yellow filled in warning sign would probably lean you towards Poland. And there are the bollards.
Yeah. Very interesting to see how they approach their home country here. Always fascinating to watch.
Indeed, sir. I would imagine we get some close guesses here as soon as a place name presents itself. I think that is a city.
Is, yeah, that's quite a big one. He's found it.
Yes. So Cuba again. His information reading skills have been either great or terrible so far.
Yeah.
And Sadzu making his way to a sign. It does say the city name up the top there, but he didn't get to it in time. That's going to be big damage. Look at that, 2.5 times damage. That's 2,000 points. Sadzu going down to Kuba so far. Kuba, a bit of round one nerves have worn off.
He looks quite comfortable moving around and finding info. It's been very, very solid.
Yeah, he really does. I think that's also like a hallmark of players who've been playing the game for longer, where they often do have kind of those more moving skills, because it's only in recent years that no moving has taken over as the more common of the competitive disciplines. Good ones there. And here we go, a very rural round here. Will we see an insta-plonk? This is the first one in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, you would have to say the chances of finding info now are maybe not so high. We have the black Google car emerging after not having been visible initially. So I would believe this should be Argentina. Yeah,
so Argentina would make a lot of sense. I'm trying to work out if the car's a bit dirty. Oh, he's up in Hui Hui here.
He's very north, Sadzu. Wow.
Yes.
It wasn't my initial thought.
Yeah, that could make sense. I'm not too sure. I initially also thought it was quite a bit further south. But he's got a particular guess here. Look at that. He's definitely looking at this particular valley. Kuba is also up in Hui Hui, so maybe it is indeed there. Yeah. Nice guess. It was actually southern Hui Hui, right on the Salta border there. And Kuba continues to do chip here.
That's good work from both of them, though. I think sometimes, I mean, I'm not the best Argentina player, far from it, but yeah, Hui Hui can be more distinctive than that, I would say, sometimes.
Yeah, definitely so, especially in Generation 4. That was some older coverage there. Anyhow, we are in North America now. North America in a city can be so hit or miss, man. You either find something or you don't. We know that Kuba has a weakness in the US, so let's see.
You can guarantee how the round's going to play out almost. Someone finds something and they insta-send based off that.
Yeah. 100%. Rory is speaking facts, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who comes across that town name first here. Kuba opting for the leave the town tactic here. Merry Christmas leaves us nothing. Ooh, there we go. County Kentucky. Oh, it's huge damage. It's going to be huge. It's a huge piece of information here.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Sadzu looking at a pointless sign, I think.
And he does send. He does opt to send. I like
nice
the
tactic.
East guess.
Yeah, this architecture feels kind of similar to West Virginia.
Yep, agreed.
Ooh, big place names here, but I mean big road names, but no Kentucky. And look at that. It is huge damage, enough to win the first game here from Kuba. Perhaps an upset victory on this first match.
Yeah, very, very comfortable in the end. We weren't necessarily expecting it, but he looks very comfortable playing moving.
I mean, Kuba had... I mean, I'm not even joking. This first round, he was clueless. He almost clicked in Northern Territory. He almost clicked in Western Australia. And we were looking at Sadzu being quite strong there. Everything after that was just pure domination from Kuba, though.
Moving is such an interesting game mode, though, because most people say they're not good at it, but I kind of think every good player has potential to pull out a good moving game here and there, and that's what Kuba did.
Exactly right. I mean, moving back to Kuba, he favors no moving, and occasionally no panning or zooming. So with moving allowed, I think it's a Polish community meme there. But anyway, let's head through to round number 1 here. Let's see what's going on. Ooh.
Some NM Russia.
No moving Russia is surely favoring Sadzu here. We have the black Google car here. That is fascinating. Yes, I think it can be found around Moscow potentially. I don't know if either player's seen that. I think maybe Novgorod maybe has it quite a bit with this landscape. Ooh, Omsk. Yeah, it's just Moscow. Very nice guess from Sadzu there. Kuba proving why Russia's not quite a strength.
Yeah, this is what we're expecting to see from Sadzu, I think. Rounds like this in big countries. Yep,
exactly. Kuba hoping for some smaller ones to bank up a little bit now as we head through. Oh no. Yeah.
Let's see.
Another Russia, it would appear.
Yeah.
These like kind of white painted poles with the black socks on. Very, very Russian thing. Only seen in a few other post-Soviet countries and Thailand, to be fair. But that is clearly not Thai language, but instead Russian.
So as you look straight at the antenna, I didn't quite catch what type it was. It's
maybe the blurred long antenna.
The
maybe.
blurred. Ah, well.
Not really sure. I do think I like Western Russia here. Cuba quite far away, going for a big old hedge again. If Sadziu is correct and they send in their current guesses, then it's likely GG at 1.5 times damage. Ooh, okay, I see. He's thinking about the different places that have blurred antenna. I feel like Sadziu might be on it here with this autumnish kind of coverage.
Yeah.
And yeah, look at that. It was Smolensk there, and
that's
I mean,
game.
That's just it.
Double
2 rushes in a row. Sadziu makes it look easy. And,
really strong.
Oh, what can you say, man?
Yeah.
GG.
Clearly comfortable in big countries.
What was quite a poor seed for him in terms of the types of rounds, ended up being fine when it came to game number 2, being a dream seed for him against Cuba.
Yeah.
Again, another yawn. Sadziu was just chilled out, bro.
He's unfazed. He really is.
I like it. Game number 3. Back to moving. We go. Cuba. Clearly the better info user. Do we see Sadziu switch it up? Do we see some insta-sends? Probably not in this round.
I like the fact we've got a divide though. Like, we clearly have a more comfortable moving player and a more comfortable no-move player. It does maybe give us potential for NMPZ. We've got a very useful sign there with 3 very notable parts of Argentina.
Yeah,
let's see if they can
both
find
players will know all 3 of those, so it's a matter of if they move the right direction here, because I don't think it's kind of unintuitive to move that direction, actually. Oh, and we do actually have an insta-send here by... Ooh, Sadziu! As I said, I wondered if he might switch it up, and he just goes straight for it there.
And he's right.
Has not found the info. And...
He's
switches a bit too far north there. Yeah, there we go. He was on it, but
that was a really
700.
That was a really good insta guess. Really impressive.
Yeah, and to be honest, it might not have paid off if Cuba went the other direction. That being said, he was pretty close. Just 100 kilometers away was Sadziu, so definitely not too bad there. And we have the next round here. Another big country.
RGDS, maybe.
Yes.
Might be Rio Grande do Sul with this pavement.
Yes, indeed. So, Brazil has a number of different textures to their roads and their cobblestones, and this particular pattern that we see in the road here is very common, as Geography Challenger said, in the lowest, most southern state of Brazil, Rio Grande do Sul. So let's see if both players are looking for a phone code here, or if they will trust that. Phone codes are very common in Brazil, so they probably will find one.
I think there are 4 different codes in RGDS, or maybe 5. Okay, so 5.
He goes all the way west there. I was thinking this might be further west indeed, based on the red soil. But, yeah. Sadziu did not make it to the information here, unfortunately. 5 will be RGDS, and yes, it was near Misiones province there.
Okay. Surprised there, because that to me, I would maybe have expected almost like an insta-send from Sadziu there again.
Yes. So he switched up his tactics round 1. I guess Brazil Urban is just so liable to have a phone code that he kind of got a bit flustered and thought he had to move. Okay, keep checking the copyright in Generation 1 there. Why not? Thank you, Polish casters. As we head through to round number 3 in a snowy America.
Yep. Front plates, we got the
Ooh, yes. Okay, so we do have indeed either North or South Dakota plates. I guess I would trust Sadziu's guess that they're North Dakota plates, but
I think that's right, the yellow and blue.
Yes, the weakness coming out. He exploits it. Sadziu exploits the weakness from Kuba Fracek there. Fracek. He switches from East Coast, fortunately, to Eastern Colorado. He clearly had no idea where that was. And fortunately for Sadziu, his guess was good. With the plates there, it was a solid amount of damage.
Yep. He's deploying his knowledge very well for the most part, Sadzu. Very calm, just...
He wants to make this. He wants to make this moving game into as much of an NM game as possible.
Yeah.
Kuba, on the other hand, trying to get his way to a phone code here. It's going to be more difficult on Brazil, though. We could see the series go 2-1 right on this round, I think. One thing I'm noticing is that we have a lot of like wooden architecture here, which you would associate more with the Amazon rainforest kind of area.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think we could see game here because, you know, picking the right state in the Amazon is not always easy unless you're a big Brazil player.
Definitely. We have an Acre guess here from Sadzu, which I think I quite like. As I said, Amazon makes a lot of sense here with some of the architecture we've seen. Kuba has not made his way to anything too useful here, and we have a very different guess. It could still be correct, mind you, but we have a very different guess. So Sadzu might be able to end it here, and it was Rondonia. Yeah, that was another thing I had thought of.
That's enough?
It is enough. Wow, there we go.
Yeah.
A moving game goes to Sadzu. There we go.
Those Amazon rounds, you can very often see people, you know, 1,000 miles apart.
Exactly. Because, yes, there are not too many places on offer, but on the other hand, they are just so separated by land.
Yeah.
And with not much in between, it leaves you with so many options that are so far apart.
Yeah, and you never really want to hedge because you're just going to lose if your opponent's in the right state.
Exactly. And we saw Kuba hedging there, and it clearly did not work.
Yep.
So, I mean, I think Kuba, what we could say about that as well, two extremely unfavorable seeds in a row. We had 2 Russias, then we had 2 USs and a Brazil, or 2 Brazils even. So, yeah, not what he was after, to be fair. And we
Lovely country. Yeah, so we can see we're driving on the left. We can see the black and white paint on the stop sign. It's going to be Sri Lanka. Not a big country, especially in round 1, with no multis. Both players should get this.
Yes, we've seen Sri Lankas that matter a lot on round 8 through 10, but on round 1, even a nice guess like this will only net 200 points.
Yeah, really nice guess, really nice.
Sadzu, man, he's locked in. He is definitely the favorite, going with a 2-1 lead. I don't really see him losing this unless Kuba pulls out really something special.
Yeah,
we have some particular bollards here.
Yeah, so
that would immediately give the country away to both players here.
Yeah.
Namely Czechoslovakia, Czechia, or Slovakia. Formerly one country, that's why they share the bollards.
Yeah, one of the more difficult 50-50s in the game because not only do they have similar infrastructure and landscape and language, but, you know, well, sorry. I mean, it's mostly the infrastructure the reason it's very hard. It's almost identical.
Indeed. And they're in 2 different countries here. I think I don't know what I prefer. It is Slovakia there. Sadzu on it, though not too close. So it's only 800 points. Flawlessing so far. Yeah, definitely a tough round there.
He's one of the calmest players I've ever seen on land so far, Sadzu.
Yep. And I mean, Kuba, to be fair, is not showing his emotion too much either. Both players are pretty locked in. But yeah, Sadzu definitely looks like he just like, given the vibe that he just woke up and rolled out of bed and now he's on the main stage.
Yep.
Okay, this is interesting. We have a very particular pole meta here, which, as Kuba said, he's a fan of. But Sadzu will know that it is going to be Kanto regional.
So the silver pole plate. Am I right in saying is quite common?
Especially when it's vertical and has 3 numbers going downwards. That will be Kanto, and that was like max north for Kanto, but still, they're in the right area. Okay.
This is tense. I love it.
It is tense. It's all on the line here for Kuba. He's done his first damage, so it's not a flawless game by Sadzu. This round may be looking better for Kuba than previous rounds have been. Let's see if he can region guess it.
Yep.
Immediately looking at the signage.
Ooh. Now, did that museum have a place name?
Probably does. The question is, how big is it? A lot of red brick architecture here. Oh, Dalarnas. Yes, Dalarna is a county, or what are the subdivisions in Sweden called?
Good question. Yeah.
County, maybe.
County. Yeah, I think county. Yeah.
And it looks like I think we do have of Cuba inside it. But Sadzu can't quite remember where it is. I think so. Yeah. I mean, his guess is not too far away. Okay, no, it was actually Falun. Yeah, we also saw someone that said Falun. So.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
That's interesting. Maybe it's called something different in English compared to Swedish. I'm not too sure about that. Yeah. Regardless, it was a good guess. And both, I mean, whoever's controlling the screen, they're a little bit annoyed that they weren't able to get as close as they would have liked. But now we have an exceptionally rural round. I think from what we saw last time from Cuba on Australia, which is what we are in here, this could be bad news.
Yeah. So what are you looking at in a round like this in Australia, Oscar?
So we have these very low eucalyptus trees, the ones that kind of look more like almost big bushes instead of trees. Yep. And these ones are commonly found in South Australia and Western Australia. And then with this car color, the kind of grey car, it should be South Australia. We have Cuba a long way away here.
Yeah.
It comes down to how good Sadzu's guess is, though. He's locked in, and Cuba's definitely got the wrong idea.
And that's game, surely.
That is surely game. Cuba is knocked out. There we go. Sadzu does it. GG's.
GG's indeed. Unlucky Cuba. I think Australia, cost him there. He had some great guesses along the way and played really, really well in the first moving game, but will not be progressing, unfortunately. Well done to Sadzu.